Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And it's Durbania's first birthday!
Woo-hoo!
Yeah! I can't believe it's already been 1 year.
It's been fast.
So 1 year Durbania has been here as a YouTube channel doing awesome movie reviews and all kinds of other really fun things. And it's so weird to me that a year has gone by.
I know. It's flown.
And it's weird because, like, okay, so June 2015, or late June, early July 2015, Durbania started as just a podcast.
Yes.
On SoundCloud and iTunes and all that stuff. And that is just where Durbania started. And if you want to hear the audio, it's still up there on SoundCloud or iTunes or all that stuff. You just got to search Durbania, and I'm sure you'll find it. But that's just how I started this thing, and that was really fun. And then it moved over to YouTube October 30th, 2015.
That's right. With our
Oh.
poster board backdrop.
Oh, man. Just look at that picture. That was a whole bunch of green cardboard with green tape. When we first started this, so it feels like simultaneously this year has been so slow and so fast.
There's a lot that's happened.
Well, so slow because, like, doing this on YouTube has been one giant learning curve after another.
Yes.
Like, this has just been one of the single greatest educational experiences I think I've ever had in putting stuff together. And, you know, after I did radio broadcasting since I was 17, I did that for about 14 years. I was a DJ and a production guy and all that stuff. And
always had a passion for acting in movies and how things are directed.
Still do some acting here and there. Gotten some pretty low budget, goofy movies. Oh, that's another topic for another. One of these days, I might have to review that Beowulf movie I did. Oh my gosh. I was the comedic relief in a Beowulf movie almost a decade ago now, when it was really popular for whatever reason to make a whole bunch of Beowulf movies.
It was like the same time that Angelina Jolie and
yeah.
Oh, I can't remember the main guy in it.
I don't remember either. I remember watching it and it was pretty bad. But yeah, Sci-Fi Channel did one, and there was that Angelina Jolie one. There was another version.
There's like 3 or 4 that came out at the same time, and then yours.
And then there was mine.
I guarantee
you have never seen it or heard of it. But if you want to look up the trailer, Beowulf, Prince of the Geats.
Yes.
Point is, yes, I've had a passion for acting. I have a passion for movies and a passion for all that stuff, and a passion for sharing my faith in a good way. And so I just thought, this is a good idea. So here we are with Durbania on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes, 1 year old. And like we showed in that picture just a little while ago, when we started this as a YouTube channel, we truly did not know the first thing of what we were doing.
Well, and we were on a serious budget, too. So
yeah.
we started cheap. That cost us like $6 to set up. So we tried it.
Yeah, we looked up all kinds of other things on YouTube. So we put together that wall of terrible cardboard and green duct tape. And what was interesting was the first video I shot was reading way too much into Man of Steel. Still have that up here on this channel.
Yep.
I have too much nostalgia to take that down, but I filmed it on my cell phone. And so when you watch it, it has this reddish hue. And it has this reddish hue for a couple reasons. One, I did it on my phone where there was no white balance.
And we didn't have lights then.
Well, we did.
We had heat lamps.
We went to the hardware store and we bought all this super cheap piping.
Oh my gosh.
And built these stands for heat lamps.
Yes.
And the way we softened it was we bought shower caps.
Yep.
And we put shower caps.
It worked.
It did work.
When you're on a budget, it works.
Yes. But, you know, I really have no idea what to say about that.
It is what it is.
But, okay, so the lights we have now are warm. It gets pretty warm in here when we do this, but we got more professional lighting now.
Yeah,
but when we did that with those heat lamps, man,
you could see the beads of sweat.
it was like a flippin' sauna in this room. I couldn't even believe it. But yeah, so then we grew from that. So we did that. We started growing.
Finally, we invested in the kit.
But first I had my cell phone. And then I had a friend at church give me his old flip vid camera. So everything went from having this weird reddish hue to this ultra bright white hue.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was a pretty faithful camera.
Yes, it was. And we finally invested in the camera we're currently using in about January, right?
Yes, and we did that in about January because for that review I did for Star Wars Episode 7, that was about the end of the old way of doing Durbania because I had that flip vid camera and I took it outside because I was so tired of editing around that green screen.
It was bad.
And I took that flip vid outside just to get a different background. and I tried to set it up on a makeshift tripod, and that thing fell, and that thing broke. And so, if you go back and you watch that Star Wars Episode 7 review, you'll note all done on my cell phone, all done in the car, in the theater, and then done in my living room instead of back here at the studio. Because the way I edited videos back in those early days, we had almost a decade-old laptop. That laptop could barely handle any video. I, coming from a 14-year radio background, hated the audio from the flip vid and from the cell phone. So I used my podcast kit, and I took that microphone and hooked it up to a computer, and simultaneously recorded my audio on that computer while filming on the flip vid or the camera. Now here's the trick. So I had to go back on a 10-year-old laptop.
Don't worry, we've upgraded.
Oh, we've upgraded. I have a much better computer now. On a 10-year-old laptop, because for whatever reason I really thought I could do this. But this laptop couldn't handle even the cheap video editor that we ended up using. And so what I had to do was I had to line up the audio best way I could see. But if the video was unrendered, it never played back right. It played back super slow, very like that kind of thing. So I had to render it completely and then watch it back and note where things weren't lined up and note where mistakes were. Then I had to go back into it and guesstimate my fixes and then re-render the whole thing again.
Needless to say, if he wasn't passionate about it,
yes,
it would never have happened.
For the longest time, we did it on that green screen, so we finally bought these lighting kits. And
and we bought a nicer green screen set, and
yes,
and then
Rapthorn
actually had the idea of having an actual set.
Yes, and Rapthorn was awesome. He came at just the right time.
It really did.
And
it was
really
such a
helped
blessing.
elevate this thing.
Yes.
And it was awesome. And then one day, I was just so tired of editing that green screen background. You have no idea. And part of it is because I'm too much of an uber perfectionist for my own good, and I do know this about myself. But it was so hard after a while. I was just so tired of that green screen, and so was Rapthorn. So he and I kind of drew out a picture of what we wanted the set to look like. So if you go back to the Batman vs. Superman review that he and I did, that was the first time this set started to take form. And there was none of the posters or anything like that, but Rapthorn really had an eye for how to lay things out.
Yes, he did.
And it was really cool. So Rapthorn, thank you. And then he went actually and talked to the movie theater in downtown San Luis Obispo.
That's where we got the posters
and
from.
Went to the bin where all these posters were that they were pretty much done with. And so, you know, again, he just has this eye for color, for how these things came together. So he was really good at putting this together. So again, thank you, Rapthorn. So it was really cool to see how this set ended up taking shape, and then this lighting with through different metamorphoses. A lot of that was Rapthorn and me really working hard on it.
Just figuring out how it looks
your brother, Paul.
Yes.
Who also designed the brand new logo that you see.
Yes.
He did a really good job because he's a photographer, so he did a really good job coming here and help with that. So
yeah,
thank you so much,
figure
Paul.
out exactly where it needed to be, and we haven't moved it since.
Yes. Oh, why mess with perfection?
Yeah, when you've got it,
yes,
don't mess it up.
If it ain't broken, don't fix. Wait, no.
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
There it is. It's been amazing just to watch the evolution, not just of the look and feel of Durbania over the year, but I've learned so much, and I've learned so much about how to get out there and market
and
this channel.
And we're still growing and
yes.
still learning.
So hey, if you're watching and you have tips,
hey,
there's a comment section.
Love to know them.
I'm still learning. So yeah. And so the point is, like, also the thing is, we just have a lot of fun with this channel.
Yeah.
I mean, there'd be no point in putting this thing together if we didn't have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, there are moments that are stressful,
Of
but
course.
in the scheme of it all, it's a good time,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of fun, and you love doing it.
I love doing this thing. This hat is making my head itch like crazy.
Well, then we shouldn't
You know what?
make this video very long.
I'm just taking that off. It's just so crazy. I don't know. What do you have to add in our first year of Durbania and how we've grown this thing? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, really, we just want to say thank you to everyone who's
Yes,
watched.
definitely. Thank you.
anyone who's
all.
subscribed or
Yes.
shared, leaves comments. You have no idea. It
You have
means
no
so
idea.
much.
It really does. I mean, to do this thing and have fun with it is a huge part of it, but it's also really fun to see people responding.
Yeah.
I love your comments because I like having conversations with you. And that's something I want to do with Durbania. I want to get it to be more of a conversation. I mean, let me tell you one of the other reasons I started this channel. My 2 brother-in-laws and I, well, 3, because you count Paul, that's right.
Yeah,
so the
Paul's
3
your
of us,
brother-in-law too.
whenever, like, we all live really far away from each other. Otherwise, we all 3 might have some more of a part in this.
Yes.
But we all live really, really far away from each other. But whenever we get together for Christmas and family stuff, you know, we have the guys' day and we all go see movies. So we would, in the car, review the movie together and we'd get over philosophical about it. We would, you know.
I was not in the car for these trips.
She
I was
was
with
not.
the girls.
Yes, yeah. So, I don't know. They were just such good conversations. They were shallow and deep all at once. It just, they went from one end of the spectrum to the other, and I thought, that would be a fun thing to put on YouTube and do. So that's one of the other, it's where a lot of the stuff came from. So, yeah, and you saw Daniel. He was in Independence Day Resurgence.
Yes,
so
that's one of the brother-in-laws.
He's one of the brother-in-laws, so, yeah. So that was really cool, and it's one of the reasons we started this.
Yeah.
Another thing, we have our question and answer thing. We should get to
Yes.
that, shouldn't we? All right, so I got the questions right here for the question and answer thing. I'll hit the Facebook one first because it comes from Monica. As you can see on the screen there's a Durban after that, so clearly
His
that
sister.
my
sister-in-law.
Yes. She's asking, what is your favorite movie this year? Of course, she had to ask a super hard one, but
There's a lot of good movies.
There's
No, I
it's
take
been
that
back and forth. But I think if I had to pick one, maybe this is the typical answer. I don't know. But for 2016, I think my favorite movie has been Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah, that was a very excellent movie. For me, I'm going to pick Deadpool.
Deadpool was great.
It's
yes.
like, because when Deadpool came out, it was during the time of nothing.
Yeah.
And because, February. And really, I just laughed
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard in that movie.
Yeah.
And that's, I really enjoy laughing in senseless violence. So that movie had both, and it was great.
I really like Civil War because it had those moments where I laughed. It had great
was a
action.
great movie.
And the way it just put all those characters in there in a way that wasn't overdoing it but made sense. Like, I don't know. For me, it was the most fun, action-packed, serious/funny kind of movie that was out this year.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. Okay, next question
That's a good one.
comes from Matt, new subscriber. He's got an awesome channel, too. So if you click his name in the comments there and things like that, you will flip over to his YouTube channel. He's got a really cool channel. So Matt says, if you got to erase one DC movie from existence and no one would remember it, what would it be? And what about a Marvel movie? Okay, so a DC and Marvel movie to erase from existence.
Marvel's easy.
Which one would you erase?
Fantastic Four.
You took my answer.
Okay, well, I'll pick the old Fantastic Fours.
Oh, yeah, I think anything Fantastic Four related, I guess we
There's
would...
3 of them, so we get to pick one each?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking that new one.
For DC, that's harder for me. Do you have one?
Batman and Robin.
Wait, is that the one
That's
with
George
Jim
Clooney.
Carrey as the Joker?
No, it is not. And
Okay,
he
I
was the
was gonna
Riddler.
s-
He
oh.
was the Riddler. Anyway,
bad.
but yeah, no,
Sorry.
the George Clooney Batman with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr.
Oh,
Freeze. That I would erase. I don't think there's redemption for that.
I have a really hard time with this one. I actually can't. I'm going to agree with you.
Rachel Wagner, also, she has a great YouTube channel. Click her name and you could go over there and check out her channel. She's really cool. What's your favorite Disney movie? And do you have a movie you saw on a date or is important to you as a couple? So first,
Well, we've seen a lot of movies on dates because that's what we did when we were dating.
yes, we did. So
We're
first,
movie people.
First, what's your favorite Disney movie?
Okay, so this is really hard because it goes back and forth between The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. It's like some days it's the Beauty and the Beast, the next day it's The Little Mermaid.
I can see that.
love both of those. When I was a kid, I loved to swim, so I pretended like I was Ariel. And I just, so you cross your legs and you swim like that, and you just, you're a mermaid.
I did not know that's how you play mermaid.
Well, sorry, you can't see my legs. That's
No,
just what you do.
you can't. Yeah, she's doing it though. Yeah, there you go.
And but then it's like when I got older, I watched Beauty and the Beast more, and I'm just like, because it's well done. It's better to me. It's better made than The Little Mermaid was, but The Little Mermaid still holds a special place in my heart
Yeah,
because it was my favorite when I was a
those are both
kid.
good movies. That's kind of hard for me though. Hands down, The Lion King.
Lion King's
I
awesome
love
as well.
The Lion King. That I was when I was
That
like
is up
in
there, my
4th or
favorites.
5th grade when that came out. you have no idea how much I anticipated that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably one of my, other than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was in kindergarten, that was one of my most highly anticipated movies of my childhood.
See, I don't remember anything about it except for when I went to the theater to see it.
And then I loved it. It was just awesome.
Yeah, and I loved it too. Great Disney movie.
Oh, yeah. So, hands down, The Lion King. And then, I guess for me, for a movie on a date that we had that means something to me, I mean, there's always our first date, which was...
Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D.
How long ago was that? Like 9 years ago now?
Yeah, we're almost to 9 years ago.
Good golly. Well, 9 years ago, they put Night Before Christmas in 3D. Yeah, so that was our first date.
Yeah, and that was... I mean, I enjoyed that movie, but not my favorite.
But I think our second
I had never
date
seen it before.
has a bit more meaning because it was American Gangster.
I did not like that
And
movie.
we were both beyond bored in that movie. But I spent the whole movie awkwardly trying to figure out how to hold her hand.
And it was in an IMAX theater, so the things don't move.
Yep. So, did we end up holding hands?
Yeah, we did.
It was awkward, though.
It was very awkward. It was very uncomfortable for both of us.
So that's the best answer I have to that. I am the Game Boy. Thank you, I am the Game Boy. He comments on so many things.
Oh my gosh, like number one fan.
Thank you.
You've been around since almost the very, very beginning. Thank you so much.
So he's asking, what is your favorite movie and how old are you? Well, to answer the question of how old I am, the age Jesus was when he resurrected and the age Clark Kent was when he became Superman and Man of Steel. That's my answer to that question.
What was the next part?
What is your favorite movie?
Shrek.
It is Shrek for her. I would have been between Harry Potter and Shrek for you, but Shrek is up there.
I'm sorry, the books are way better for Harry
That's
Potter.
true.
I mean, I love the movies, but I would rather read the book again than watch the movie. But Shrek is like, that was like my feel-good movie. When things went into the pooper, that movie, I would just laugh and enjoy it. I could have it on in the background. I can quote almost the entire movie. It's, I mean, a weird one to have as your favorite one probably, because there's so many other movies that go up and down and up and down, but I kind of look at my rewatchability factor, and that's probably the movie I have watched more than any other movie.
I'm going to have to go with Jurassic Park.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's hard because I have so many favorite movies, and there's a lot that could really contend for that position. But in the end, if it really came down to it, I was 9 years old. I was the biggest dinosaur fanatic you could ever imagine. Jurassic Park captured my imagination. And I still think, even compared to some movies now, the CGI in that 1993 movie still holds up. So
I'm surprised when they re-released it in 3D in theaters, 2 or 3 years ago?
Right before Jurassic World, the year before, yeah.
Because it was a 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And we went and saw it, and I'm like, man, that's better than movies. Some movies,
Yeah.
not all movies, but some movies today, and I'm just like, it holds up.
Well, that is the end of our question and answer things. So I put it to you. If you have any more questions, you can go ahead and leave those in the comments. And I'll do my best to respond and answer your questions and things like that. So something I want to put to you, since we've been doing this for about a year now, and I'm still on a learning curve. There's still a lot that I'm learning. I really want to make sure, though, whatever I do, I'm connected to you. So,
Yes.
what do you like? And what videos do you want to see? Do you like the spoiler-frees, the spoiler talks, Durban experiences?
Trailer reactions?
Trailer reactions? Well, I mean, the numbers kind of speak for themselves in some of those trailer reactions, but I'm just curious, though, what do you like, and what kind of videos would you like to see on Durbania? So let me know that in the comments for sure, because I love doing this channel and I love having fun with this channel, but I really want to make sure I'm connected to you and we're having good conversations. And I want to make sure not only am I having fun, but you're having fun, and I'm doing things that are connecting with you and where you're at. So let me know in the comments, and make sure to do that. Till then, 1 year old. So.
It's not lighting.
Uh-oh. There we go.
I got mine. Doesn't have a candle.
Aw. So, cheers. And in conclusion, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you for being Durbanians. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for checking it out. I want to say thank you to every single guest host I've had. That number is starting to grow, so to name them all by name would be pretty hard. So I just want to make sure that you all know.
Thank you.
I'm very thankful. You helped Durbania be where it is, including you subscribers. You helped build up Durbania. So thank you guys so much, and here is to another fantastic year.
Yes.
This is not a wedding.
But for 10 years old. When you see the kids, they normally do that to the kids because they don't know how to eat it yet. Thanks for subscribing.
I think it tastes good.